Hello, class. Today, I will be sharing to you the guidelines for your video presentations. I hope you watch until the end of the presentation. I will start sharing my screen. Okay. Okay, so let me start first with a quote that I wanted to share with you. These are good morning quotes, even if you're watching this at night. So we will just focus and assume that today is morning. Yes, that this instance is really morning because I am sharing to you good morning quotes. So you have their good morning friends. But if you're watching really at night, then I would love to tell you good evening, everyone. Now we'll start with the quote, always believe something wonderful is about to happen. So that's always the key for us to attract positive vibes. We need to feed ourselves with positive thoughts at all times, even if I know we have different struggles right there, but we always have to believe that everything is possible and that God has still good plans for us. Maybe not for today, but for the near future. Maybe we're not so lucky today, but for sure, in the next few days, next few months, next few years, we will soon reap the success that we always wanted to have. And that success doesn't mean to be always on top of everything, but I mean a success of happiness and satisfaction. And that's how I defined it. We go to the next slide. We'll assume that it's morning today, so we need to tell ourselves that we can do everything in with God as our guidance, of course. So we need to wake up every day with the idea that we can do things um, efficiently well. Okay, so we go to the next page. So this is entitled Video Presentation Guidelines. So this will be just very, very short. So I hope you're looking something like this. You look like excited based on the image shown right here. So we go to the next page. But we need, before I give you the guidelines, you need to consider these things first. You need to refer first to your groupings and assign a task for everyone for the video presentation. So the groupings are there on our Google Classroom. No, 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 on our group chat. It's there on our group chat, the groupings with the corresponding names. I just jumbled it. So you need to assign everyone a task for the video presentation because everyone should really be included in the video presentation. It's not the leader, it's not the proclaim the leader himself or herself, but everyone should really be included for the video presentation. And of course, you need to check our Google Classroom for the notes that will give you an idea for your topic assigned. But I am not saying that it's limited only on the Google Classroom itself, but you can also make use of other sources and instructions will follow for that later. And of course, good luck and God bless everyone. We'll start with the first guideline. We go to the next page. Okay. Now, first guideline, you should have your face should really be present. It's very, very important because it's recorded. And if we have our face to face, of course, you need to stand and to stay in front. But of course, you cannot do that at this juncture. So you just need to have your face together with the slides of your presentation or any visual aid that you can use. Now, what I'm saying of the slides of the presentation is that I am assuming that you can do the share screen just like what I am doing right now, or any modes that you can have your screen sharing. You can perhaps have a screen recorder if it's visible for you, so you can create a PowerPoint presentation and share the slide. But if it's not possible, I'm not saying that that's the only way. You can use a visual aid. Okay, so for instance, you can just stand on the camera, and then you just show your visual aids. You can have something like this, or you can have a whiteboard as your aid. So anything that you can do as long as you have a visual aid. So if you have a PowerPoint slide, then you don't need to have a, separate thing that you hold and stuffs. So it's either you have the PowerPoint slide or the visual aid that you can use for your guide. And of course, since you have your name and I do not memorize you all, you need to wear a name tag with your decent attire. So both are necessary. Now, why is it very important for you to have a name tag? So you can improvise, you can have it on the chest level, or yeah, something like that. It should be placed right here. So it should be readable, class. So you make sure that it's big enough that I can read it. Okay, because I really cannot memorize all your names. So please bear with the very basic instruction. Okay, so please remind yourselves that you need to have name tag, and this is part of the criteria that you will know later on. Second part, important guideline, is that you should have a clear narration with a pause for transitions. Now, when I say narration, so since it's asking you to have a clear narration, you have to practice before you film yourselves. So if you think it's not still okay, then you film it again until you have this very clear narration. Key for that is you can use an external microphone or you can have a headset, but you make sure that you record on a very quiet place. If you can just do it at night, then you do it at night, because for example, if during the day there's so many kids around you, yes, you can strategize on things so that you can have a clear narration. Now, what I am saying for transitions is that since you cannot meet with each other, you need to compile the video into one. So of course you cannot submit, for example, in a group you have 6 members in a group, you cannot submit 6 videos. So you have to make sure that it is compiled. So for the transitions, of course, you need to use any available video editing app that I will also share later on. Just an idea, but it's for you to discover. After all, I know that you have ideas on this already, and that you are doing this for quite a long time as well, because you're digital natives after all. Okay, so there should be transitions. Okay, now, by the way, how do you do transitions? Of course, it should start with the introduction part, of course, and then giving of discussion on the content, and then, for example, giving of examples, and then how do you do, for example, you're assigned for digital literacy. How do you make sure that you practice or you engage your students into becoming a digital literate person? So teaching learning examples can also be a part of your narration or for your presentations. Now we go to the third part, third guideline. You need to explain each phrase, or if you wanted to use sentences or pictures, you avoid too much words because it's not at all needed. If you put so much words in there and you just read, then it's a reading class. It's not anymore reporting or presenting something. So you need to expound the words, no, so it's not at all times that you just have to read the words that are present there. So I can give you a clue. So for example, if it's your turn, then you can, for example, paste whatever kudigo, that you have there. So you make sure that you can really explain and you'll not get lost. But really, practice is the key for this before you make your film as final. We go to the next part. The fourth one is for recording. As what I've said earlier, you can use a headset with external microphone for clear audio because it's clearer. I compared myself when I just had this without the external microphone, without this separate microphone headset. It's really different. But if you're recording it in a very quiet place and that you don't have headset, well, it's still audible. So you make sure that you play with your presentation. You replay it before you make it as final. Now we go with this part. For the fifth one, be sure to export your video as an MP4 file. So what I'm doing right now is a Zoom part. So I need to be connected on the internet as much as possible. And then of course with my face on this one, and then it automatically converts. And then I just had my YouTube account, because I'm giving you my YouTube link. because there's no limit for YouTube links. So for example, if you can discuss 1 hour or 2 hours, no, there's no problem, because after all, YouTube is designed for that. So you just have to go to your YouTube account, and then you just have to upload your video, and then you just have to attach it. And I just click the unlisted part because I don't want to make it public, and that I copy the link until the video is being processed, and then I send you the link. So that's how easy it is. For the Zoom kasi class, for the automatic conversion, it is automatically, so there's a part there when you start clicking the record part, there's a part there if you wanted to record that on your computer and stuff. So if it's really computer, then of course you just have to go to the documents afterwards, because there's a separate folder for that. And then you go to your YouTube account. For the Google Meet, it's automatic conversion as well, but this time you use your same with Zoom, you use your CTU G Suite account. Okay, so for the Google Meet, you can record that. There's using your CTU G Suite account, there's automatic conversion, and it would be linked to your Google Drive. So for the submission, you can have any ways of generating a link. So you can have a YouTube link, you can have a Google Drive link, or whatever links that you wanted to share, as long as it's shareable and it's really can be open to everyone else's when you upload it on our Google Classroom. For the sixth guideline, so you have here other modes. So I'm not saying that you cannot record if you don't have laptop. Of course, you have your initiatives, you have your cell phones with you. There's really video editing apps like InShot, KineMaster, there's Movie Maker, Filmmaker, Power Director, Viva Video for your transitions. So and also in making videos, so this is very much helpful for you to have a like a pro, like a professional way of editing the app. It's just that in my case, I don't have so much enough time to do this, but that's why I'm just having a Zoom. But I was able to try using KineMaster and Viva Video for making a video, a compilation of images, and of course inserting my video on it. So I was able to do that when I had to make a video as well with my face on the last part of the video. So I was able to use that. I had an app on my phone for KineMaster and Viva Video. Well, it's very helpful. Okay, we go to the seventh part. So really class, it's really your strategy as to how well you can do the activity. Seventh part, how to pass the video. You have to upload it in our Google Classroom. Go to the classwork. You look for your topic assigned. So you should assign one person to upload. Do not upload, and you should, no, not all of the members of the group can upload. Of course, there should only be one person to upload it. You attach the MP4 video file and turn in. So for this time class, when you visit our Google Classroom, there's already topics attached on it, but there's no category for the assignment yet. So I need to create another assignment in every topic. So you can turn in. Okay, so I need to add more features on that for the assignment part, so you can turn in, because without the assignment part you cannot turn in. So class, please do not upload on stream. Please, please, please. Why? Because the reason why the reason why I am using the topic and then the material is for, and place it on the Google Classroom or under the classwork, is for it to be more organized. Because if you just upload it on stream, it will just place the topics, topsy turvy. It just makes it more critical, more difficult to locate. So it's better that it's organized. So I will just edit it and make it as an assignment. Of course, you will know the deadline on the next few slides. Class C will be graded individually and by group based on the criteria. So there will be a total of 70 points, and you will know later why it's only 70 points. You will know your score by group because I will return your score, but you will not know your score individually, as it would be part of your oral participation category. So I'll just be the one to grade you individually as you attach your videos as well. Di ba naman siya mga transition? So I will, with the aid of your name tags again, class, and with your face, of course, that's how I grade you individually. Okay. Now sharing to you, class, the criteria for judging. Okay, so this is worth 70 points. So just look at the 20 points as the excellent part for the first category, 15 points for the all of the rest of the criteria. Will have to focus lang ta class sa excellent ka part, because I will assume that you will really aim for the excellent part. So just assume class that for 20 points for the excellent, and then minus 2 points for good, minus 2 points again for fair, and minus 2 points again for poor. So that's how I will grade you. So wala lang ako indicated class na 2018, for example, 2018, 16, and 14 for the poor for the first part. No? So ingana na siyang pag-grade sa ako ang end. Now, we go first to the first criteria, which is all about content. So the presentation includes all information relevant to the topic in an organized fashion. So you make sure that, for example, if your topic is eco-literacy, so all the informations relevant to the topic are all there, and it's really organized, you know. So how do you make your contents organized? So you will start with a person who will introduce the topic, and then someone who will, for example, get after introduction, then of course you have the contents, and then third one could be the examples, and the fourth one could be how do you make sure that you practice this to your students to make them more eco literate, something like that. So it should be organized whatever ways that you can do, so you make it as organized as possible, and in such a way that if it's the turn of this person, then magkasunod-sunod siya class ba, dili siya magkatibulaag, you know. So it's arranged really accordingly to what the topic is supposed to be. So that's your strategy class on how you can be able to organize your topics efficiently. So the notes on the Google Classroom will serve as your guide. But again, I am not saying you that you limit on the Google Classroom notes. No, I am not saying you to limit on that parts, because I know you can extend, you can go extra mile in searching for more sources. But again, for the sources, there's an instruction later that you also have to attach notes, because it's for your classmates' references as well. Okay. We go to the second criteria, work quality and effort. So the work done exceeds expectation and shows that the students are proud of their work. So maximum effort was put into the video presentation. So um, how do I see if there's maximum effort? If there's a clear narration, if there's a if you're really wearing a decent attire with name tag, and of course, if you're very much confident enough and you're proud of what you're doing, you make an eye to eye contact with your audience. So that's where quality and effort for me. So that's excellent. We go to the style or mechanics. Third criteria, the presentation has great creativity and style and is not just a list of facts or reading of information. So the viewers there were wowed. So there's a creativity and style of your presentation. So how do you make it more creative? By proper transition, there's a style in it. So you could perhaps assign a narrator, if a narrator or an announcer if it's needed. So it really depends on your creativity class. So you can really think outside the box, you know. So you make sure that, or for example, if your background is something like this, or if you're inspired with something like this, and you can do that. So this time I do not feel to have a background for my Zoom, so I just have my normal background at home, you know. So I hope it's just fine with you. We go to the fourth criteria. We have there the presentation. So including that is the student speaks clearly, the audience can tell the group understands and knows information. It is even evident that the group practiced what would be said or done. So this is quite the same with work quality and effort as well. So ano na lang, mura ni siya og pabuena mano class. So if you have this good score in work quality and effort, so of course in here the presentation should also be the same. So I could have joined this into 30 points, but of course some could have, for example, grabe na kayong maximum effort na kay sa video, and that the students are proud of their work, but however the group doesn't what I call it, and the audience can tell that the group understands and knows the information. So there are instances, for example, kung naay gamay nga lacking, for example, there is a good, the student speaks clearly and and present the information expected. Video is adequate, so something like that. So muna siya mga lacking nga part. So you can read this part class of presentation because it is somehow as well related to the work quality and effort as what I have shared earlier. Okay, so again, the students speak clearly and the audience can tell that the group understands and knows the information. Last part is, of course, teamwork. Responsibilities were shared and disagreements were handled. How do I know if there's disagreements? Of course, I will know that when during your transitions and if you were able to work well together with your peers. Now we go to the ninth guideline. The duration is minimum of 50 minutes and maximum of 30 minutes each group. Miss, it's so long, 30 minutes is so long. Of course, you need to but for example, class, if it extended like 40 minutes, then it's fine. Siguro, but just tell me, Miss, our video exceeded into the maximum of 30 minutes, and I can still consider that. Knowing that, of course, you have different pacing, you have different styles and creativity as to how you deliver your part. So you can agree with your team, okay, so sa imong end ha, kuan lang ka, 5 minutes lang ka, or ikaw 4 minutes lang ha, so pag time in town, ng imong topic 4 minutes or something like that, okay? So you make sure that everyone has its role and part. And 10th part, there's a good news class, and you really wanted to know this for sure. And this is what drives you to make sure that you really do your task very well because of this very good news. Are you ready? Okay, so I'll reveal the good news. Good news class is great efforts is required because this will serve as your semifinals result. Again, how many points? How much? It's worth 70 points. 70 points siya class as your semi-finals result. Plus 30 for your finals. That makes it 100 points. So I will still have an examination for finals. Kung ano ni siya. Sa tanan ng topics ng mga sa tanan. So I will announce that during finals weeks. Finals week. Okay, so this will serve as your semifinals output. So final semifinal scores. So I hope you will do great for this because of this very great news. So I will not give you semifinals exam. Isn't that good enough? Okay, so I hope that sounds so well. Do not forget to comment on the comment box below, class. Okay, do not forget to react as well. However, after every submission of the video, so there will be a quiz naman or an activity will follow for your entries. Why? Dili pasabot class that I am asking you for a video and then that's it and you don't have any output at all. How can I record for your quiz, for example, for oral participation? So it's needed for your entries. Okay, so this is also very important. Another take note class. If you have added sources, and for sure you will be having added sources, attach the word file of your source together with the video file, as this will be the basis of the examination and that your classmates as well can view this. So namang uban class that it's really lacking. So for example, for the social literacy, there's no emphasis so much on social literacy notes that I have shared, but it's more so of social institutions because the title is social literacy and social institutions. So the discussion is more of about social institutions but less of social literacy. So you have to search, for example, of more. So for example, in the eco literacy, it's just so few pages or few pages. So you just have to search for more. You have to attach the word file of your source. You can just copy paste lang good sa mga sources and sa mga words nga included sa inyong presentation, and then together with a word together with the video presentation, together with the video file. So sa inyong i-turned in class, turned in the video file and together with the word file. Okay, so that's two things that you can turn in. Okay, so I hope that's quite clear. And of course, I will share the last slide. The more grateful I am, the more beauty I see. So I hope you see the beauty of doing this activity, that you would be more grateful of whatever you do, and that you focus on the positive side and the beauty side of everything. I'll stop sharing class. Thank you so much for staying this long. And I hope you instill in your minds the guidelines for the video presentation. You can just repeat this video if ever you forget something, but do not forget to comment below because there's a part there that you need to On the comment box below, you just need to write your name, and then you say if you agree or disagree with the video guidelines or whatever things that you wanted to suggest, so that I may know your concern as well. So that is highly encouraged. Okay. Thank you so much, class, and see you very, very soon. Goodbye. Keep safe.